Hello parents, once again a warm welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. And again, this is an opportunity coming from my heart and my mentor Rose, who is with me, same from her end also, that we would like to invite you here to our platform, being with us and having the conversation so that the whole world can see that and you can really interact with us with a more cozy way and closer way. And also we can involve our children also, because children, see, this is public speaking also, you will see the benefits are many. One, the children with an expert can really open the heart and speak, because the expert has his own way of having questions and like having an interaction, building trust, rapport. So needless to say, if children are there, it would be great. Parents are there, it would be great. So please contact us, and we would be happy to have many of you here, because the idea is not about giving talks. The idea is about your life, what you are dealing in parenting, what you feel that we can help you in serving you better in all your relationships in a more empowered way and living a life more happier and more energetic one. But here quickly I will tell you that always the energy is not the same. While today morning, my day was a good day, because I had a friend of my daughter, she has weekend on Friday, Saturday, my daughter. So we were making many of the recipes together. I got some food from outside and many of the things we made in-house, like the Indian stuff. So I had an exciting day, and because of that excitement, I see my dress is also coming, like I could drape a sari. Otherwise, I am not a like a very dressy kind of person. So I am seeing the energy is important. And Rose, how was your day today?
My day was actually not very good, because I had a bad stomach upset. I usually don't have any illnesses, So I was very surprised in the morning when I got up and I had my first glass of water. My stomach went into a terrible cramp, and from then I have been suffering. But yeah, now it's better, and so I decided to go ahead and do this live since we had already planned it.
It was your birthday yesterday. Once again, a very happy birthday. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, 2 days back.
Just 2 days back.
Yeah, the day you took.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not that food. I don't know what went wrong. Also because of the pandemic, I am getting so many calls from people who want coaching, and it was just a very disturbed day for me, like not like a normal good day. But yeah, I handled most of the calls.
How did you come out of that?
I didn't do much. I've been drinking nimbu pani. That's my recipe when I have stomach issues. Other than that, just on liquids, like just water. So that's all I've had since morning. Just water and a little bit of nimbu pani with salt and sugar. So that has helped me till now.
Another thing which I see is honoring your word, because you had given us the word that you will be here at 5.
Yeah.
So you became, a bit better by that. You wanted to become better because you had to be here. That was honoring your word.
Maybe.
So this is that responsibility, that thing also gave you that energy or that boost. So last time I got a lot of compliments from parents that the conversation was something very different and something very urgent. And it was part 1 and this is part 2. So you told many things, that 53% of the boys get abused, and that was like a figure which just came to me like a shock, and I never thought the figure would be this much in India. And then you quoted the figure, I guess, that the people who actually mishandle the child or such kind of experiences, bad experience in a child's life happens, which creates trauma for a lifetime, is by a known one or a very known connect. So this was again
75 to 80% of the time it is by someone in the child's vicinity, like whom a child has access to, like a friend or a cousin or a relative or a teacher, things like that.
So what are we looking forward in this session, which will help as a parent and in our sex positive parenting? This is the topic. So what are
So
you taking us through?
So today I wanted to just touch on two, three very important things because we already discussed a lot in the last session. So I want to start with the whole aspect of grooming. So when a sexual abuse happens to a small child, and I want the parents to know it happens to children as young as 2 years, 3 years. We may think it happens when children are 13, 14. No, it happens to children as young as 2, 3 years as well. It doesn't just happen. Of course, that also happens once in a while. Some stranger just finds a child and there is a abuse happening there. That happens, but a lot of times, like 80%, 75 to 80% of the times, it is happening within the child's vicinity. And it doesn't just happen. It happens over a period of time. So the first thing the abuser wants to do in this whole situation is earn the trust of the child. So it will start by the perpetrator trying to play with the child, buying him some chocolates and ice cream and things like that, making the child comfortable and happy in his presence. And then he also goes on to win the trust of the parents and the other family members. So his presence at home is not really misunderstood. And then after all this is done is when the actual abuse happens. And this happens in a very playful way by telling the child, this is our secret and don't tell anyone. And by that time, the perpetrator has won so many people's trust and has become such an inside person in the family that it becomes even difficult for the child to speak up, and the child doesn't have the vocabulary to speak up, not only to her or his own family but also to the abuser. So teaching the child that the child has an opportunity or an option to say no to such a situation is the most important aspect. Many a times when children are young as 2, 3, 4, 5, and even as big as 10 and 11 and 12, children don't know that they can say no to such a thing. They just don't know and they just go through it. And that's the thing that we are trying to correct. Now, this was about when a perpetrator is around the child, but today, because of pandemic and people are not meeting each other, and children have a lot of screen time, access to internet. The new situation that has come up is about online predation. So online predation happens in a very different way. Again, the child's trust is one. There are a lot of nice things told to the child, for which the child again and again goes back to the same person to listen to those nice things that the child enjoys listening. So all that happens, but this time the perpetrator doesn't have to win the trust of the family. He or she only has to win the trust of the child. And the child is somehow taken out of the situation from the home to a certain place, and that's when things happen. So these are the things I wanted to talk to parents about, the aspect of grooming that happens, and it is real. If you think that it happens to someone's child, not to my child can stay innocent and my child can stay safe by not talking about all this, that is a big, big misnomer, because every second child in the country is abused in some way or the other. And that's every 3 minutes there is a child being abused in our country. And if you feel that you can keep your child safe by keeping the child innocent and naive, then that's a mistake that we are all making. So that's the aspect I wanted to talk on that on this. There is more I wanted to talk about, the exposure that the children are getting. Do you want to say something, Naheed? I can see you have unmuted yourself.
No, I was just asking how does the dark side of internet have an effect on the children? So that was my
Yeah, so
question.
that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about. So the average age of a child watching porn is about 10 years. And now, because of the extended screen time that children have in the name of the education or the classes that is happening online, the average age when a child is exposed to porn for the first time has reduced less than 10. So we have to take it for granted that children will see porn sooner or later, because they have all these questions in their mind. They're very inquisitive as to what is sexuality, what is how does a baby form. So they have all these questions and they search for these questions, and they chance upon porn. They don't actively look for it the first time, but once they have looked for seen porn, they see these naked bodies, and there is a kind of excitement they experience, which is very normal, natural. And because the children have seen it and they have experienced it, they want to know more. They keep going back to it. They find ways to go back to it. And if parents are thinking they can outsmart the children by locking up the phone and this and that, you're wrong. Children find their ways to do it now because they are inquisitive and they're curious. Um, the downside of it is that every time a child is exposed to porn, and for that matter gaming, there is a certain center in our brain called the reward center, which the child experiences some kind of reward, and there are some happy hormones released like dopamine and etc. So what happens is, over a period of time, the child wants this experience more and more, and keep going back there. And how the whole industry of pornography and the industry of gaming has evolved is that they've started making it more and more violent, and more I don't know how to tell you, it has to be more stimulant for the child. Only when it stimulates the child will the child experience, the child, or for that matter adult, experience the reward centers being active. So every time a child is and the transition that has happened is, it is going far from what is natural sex to a very, very horrific, unnatural kind of a situation. But that's what is only exciting people these days. But the sad part to this is that every time a child is exposed to a violent scenario like this, violent situation, where the child is only witnessing, child is no part of it, he's only seeing something happening on a screen. There is something called mirror neurons in our brain, which means that the child experiences it like the child is right there, right in the room. The child is experiencing all that violence, and it affects the child more or less the same way as that person who is involved in the activity. Now, that's where things go wrong, because they start affecting the child's brain and the neural network, and it changes the child. It changes the child from being a normal child to a disturbed child to a violent child. And when the reward centers, the neural networks around the reward centers get affected, over a period of time, nothing excites the child. I have so many clients coming to me these days saying, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't find anything happy. I don't find anything exciting in life. They've reached that stage where nothing in life seems good enough for them. So these are the things that we can protect a child, but we really can't protect the child. That's what I want to speak to the parents, by actually protecting them. We have to tell them that these things happen, and in the right way. How can we address the whole aspect? Yeah.
So in parenting, what I am getting from your conversation is, one is the connection establishment and the communication of the child is an area where I can work on. Because yesterday I want to tell it as a personal share of mine, and I request everyone to listen to this, not as a judging me or even this show for that matter. I always create listening and non-judgmental that environment first before I start the talk, that whatever you like, you please take it. So what I started with another mentor, see why this today my looks are different and I'm happy doing it, is one of the mentor, if you know Sahil Trivedi, she took a session of what's anger, what's behind the anger of your child and mental well-being. So she inspired me, and see, I'm here and I'm so happy, I'm getting this from the training. Meeta Mathur, if you remember, she's missed on this show. She's a communication coach and an NLP practitioner. So she shared with me that at night, at times, she watches movie with her elder daughters. She has elder daughters. So even my daughter was complaining that I do so many parenting talks while I'm not giving her time. So she had an excuse kind. So I asked her what kind of time. She asked me to watch a movie. And friends, I don't watch these Netflix and other movies. I'm away from the TV because it's there in my mind that it is a time wastage. While sometimes it is not, but this was my block. So yesterday, first I was searching for the movie, then I gave the daughter the charge that you decide a movie. So she chose a teenager movie, Mismatched, on Netflix. Yeah. So they were quoting there that this porn sites, they are huge businesses. more than gaming, they quoted the figure, this what you are talking today, like it was shown as a, told in the movie as a data, that this is because they were making app in that movie. So it is so much sense what you are talking. This is not that we have picked suddenly some topic. So as parents, this sensitization which is happening with you now as a life coach, so this is so important. So anything you want us to remember with today's conversation, just summarizing today's talk, because we have
So I will share a
less
very
time.
simple example that I actually faced. So this happened when I was in second grade and I was in a classroom full of children, second grade children, and it was an art teacher
Yeah.
who actually called me to his desk, put his hand through my panty and touched me in my private part. I was so shocked, I didn't know what to do about it. This happened
Yeah.
with several other children, and we were all small kids. We didn't know what to do about it. And I remember this happened a second time. And when it happened a second time, I started feeling giddy. And then the teacher got worried as to now, I am attracting attention. There are other people coming to see why this child is giddy. And, if at all the child says something, then the teacher is in. So then that ended for me over there. But I had no means of telling the adults in my family that this happened. Children don't have the vocabulary to say these things are happening in their life. They say things like, "I find this uncle very weird. I don't like this person." Kind of, they're very gentle words they use. It's very important for parents to listen to what the child is saying and try and understand what exactly the child is trying to say, because the children, especially when they're as young as second and third grade, they don't have the vocabulary to say what is happening in their life. So that's
So
one
they
thing I
give
wanted to share.
clues. Children, they
Yeah,
give
they give
clue.
clues.
So
Yeah, they give clues like, I don't want to go there. I don't like to going to this person's house. I find this person very weird, things like that.
yeah, so thank you so much. And we are waiting for your ebook, which all the parents would be getting, and
I am sorry I
people would.
couldn't do it today. I was
That's
just not in
I
the
know. That's
space. I will
yes,
surely
yes.
put it
So that is
together in
that
a
is the
day or two.
natural state, no? That is the
Yeah.
natural state. Otherwise, Facebook is like just coming on Facebook. It is all goody goody around. It is not the way.
Yeah.
The people are human
Yeah.
beings. They also
Yeah.
have. So please, this would help
Thank
people.
you.
And
Yeah.
see, because you dealt something, that is why you are here and you are talking about it, and you have taken it as a cause. Can you see that?
Yes.
You are
Yeah.
talking about this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm writing another,
somewhere.
I'm a part of another book where I'm contributing an article on this whole thing, and how parents can raise effective, functional kids. What can parents do
Right.
differently for the children to become functional as they grow up?
Yeah.
So thank you,
And just to
Naheed.
end, yeah, just
Yeah,
to end the
go ahead.
session, parenting is a skill. Parenting
Yeah,
is a
it is.
skill with mentors
Yeah,
like Rosama Francis. We learn you are into
absolutely.
conscious parenting, like I contribute in my way, and everybody has their contribution. So the
Yeah,
small trainers have their own role, and then you develop yourself. Then the big ones, the Tony Robbins one, they have their own role. So everybody has a
absolutely.
part to play. Everybody has a part
Exactly.
to play. So thank you so
Yeah.
much, my dear audience. We would love to have here in our studio and be with us, chat with us, and raise questions. So and come up with problems wherein we can really help you to be a stand with you for that particular issue. So thank you so much. So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.